ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a couple of friends and colleagues. It definitely helps us out a lot. Saw something cool here. We're going to take it with a grain of salt, but it is something to ponder, especially if Fantastic Four does well. Silver Surfer will appear in multiple MCU projects and a solo movie after the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four First Steps is set in an alternate reality, meaning the introduction of Marvel's first family will play out in a retro-futuristic 1960s New York. Filmmaker Matt Shakman appears to be pulling ideas from multiple eras of comic book storytelling, including Earth X. That was also set in a different timeline and revealed some interesting leaks between Franklin Richards and Galactus, which could come into play in the MCU. The story also featured a female Silver Surfer, Shala Ball, in place of NORRIN RADD. Some fans are unhappy with the MCU using Shala Ball, declaring the character woke, despite her having a history on the page. The hope, however, is that the classic NORRIN RADD version of the Silver Surfer will eventually make his debut on Earth 616. Today's scooper Daniel Rickman brings word that there are plans for Silver Surfer to be in multiple projects after the Fantastic Four First Steps, including a solo film. He doesn't specify which variant of the character this would be or when and where we will see him next, but Avengers Doomsday and or Avengers Secret Wars would be as good as a place as any to put the character front and center, and it's not outside the realm of possibility that a solo outing would feature both Shala Ball and NORRIN RADD, given their space-faring romance in the comics. This is just a rumor for now, and one we'd recommend taking with a pinch of salt for now. While Marvel Studios is bound to have plans for the Silver Surfer beyond this film, it's doubtful that a decision would be made on any sort of spinoff until the Fantastic Four return to our screens on July 25th. I'm not so much looking at the other movies Shakman previously said of how he's approaching the Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm looking at the comics themselves. I'm a huge comic book fan. I've been a big fan of the Fantastic Four since I was a kid, so going back to Kirby and Lee and Byrne and following all the way up to what's happening, certainly Hickman and Wade and Ryan North, I'm trying to figure out who these characters are to me and how to bring them to life in the best possible way, and that's really where I've started and how we've approached the whole project. And so, ladies and gents, what do you think about that news? Like I said earlier, grain of salt, but it would be really cool. We've been talking about Fantastic Four First Steps, we've been talking about Shala Ball, and we've been talking about NORRIN RADD a little bit, as we talked about one of the cooler characters in Marvel aesthetically and with the powers that he has. So I think it'd be interesting to look at what they have over at Marvel as far as prospects for maybe another film with Silver Surfer, NORRIN RADD in it, maybe a cameo to break the ice, and then, you know, if the story is good enough that they have written, which at this point with Marvel, I don't really expect. They're kind of shy when it comes to actually approaching these characters and making it lore accurate and really keeping it the way it needs to be told on screen. And so, like I said, real big grain of salt, but if they did have some good prospects, I think there is enough interest in the Silver Surfer to actually make a film regarding NORRIN RADD and maybe even him and Shala Ball in it. But we'll just have to see. Hopefully this can happen, but it all depends on the success of Fantastic Four First Steps and how everybody seems to receive that film. Ladies and gents, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a couple of friends and colleagues. Like this video, ring the bell for notifications for more updates on topics like this, and be safe. It's Neff signing off.